Alrighty, and I believe we are back. You have to bear with me because we are now on a completely different computer. So I had to set up an entire profile, OBS, the whole works. So you'll have to bear with me as I try to figure out all the things. Alright. And checking to see if it is moving better. Yeah, we're working better. And let me see here. And OBS is not freaking out over encoder issues. Alright. So let's shut off the nitrogen for now. And we'll steal it from these pipes over here. Alright. And I believe we have turbo pumps upstairs. Oh yeah, I just realized one of the settings that is different on this computer is I actually have the helmet viewable, because I haven't disabled that. We'll leave it on for now. Alright. And that is a liquid turbo pump, and we want a gaseous turbo pump. Alright. Let's see here. On the bright side, now I can use the other computer to look at things, and you won't notice me coming in and out of the windows with me looking all weird. Because now they're completely separate. Alright. Alright. I know we weren't out of the suit long, but...
Oxygen low.
And then we do a heavy cable to attach it to the main. Alright, crank up the volume and let's go. It does feel weird without the sound. It's going to take me a while to remember how to set all that up so I can do the sound and have it display the name and all that nice stuff. Let's see here. Alright, we still got time. I am trying to get Spotify downloaded onto the new computer while we wait. And my niece is having fun playing Subnautica. Which, now the question is, can this system handle Subnautica and OBS? That will be something I will have to look into. But not right now. Okay, open. I am very thankful that systems now allow you to scan a QR code to log in as opposed to having to jump through all the hoops. Well, whoa, wait. Okay. Shuffle, repeat, and then we want to go into OBS. Is that being caught on OBS? Is that being caught on OBS? No, it is not. Give me a moment and we will fix that. Give me a moment and we will fix that. Give me a moment and we will fix that. Okay. Now you guys can hear it too. And there we go. Alright. This is still pumping away. Alright. It's almost done. Alright. Yeah, the nitrogen should be going up in percentage because everything else is being pumped out. Alright, so oxygen is still quite substantial. So is CO2. Alrighty. Let's go get some more silicone. Wrong one. Eventually I'm going to color coat these. Well, we're getting pretty nice. Which, by the way, we're low enough pressure that the NOS isn't going anywhere. Because that's how this all got captured, was that was a high enough pressure, it all just filtered into here. I still don't exactly have a plan for that guy yet, but we'll get there. Oh, this game is running so much smoother on this equipment. Will it get hot enough, or will I have to go out and get some volatiles and heat this thing up? I think we know the answer to that. Before I do that, I want to go check something. It is open, right? Right. Yes, it is open. Actually, before I do that, because again, it takes a good moment for them to land. Current training. 63. Let's see if it beats the 33. And it did. Alright. Oh, you're an ore seller, not an ore buyer. Sadly, it won't let you get back in the capsule. 25. Oh, that's right. That sucks. Well, I have been trading a crap ton, so I'm not surprised I used up all the power. Speaking of things, well, we still got quite a... That scared me for a moment. Still got quite a bit of air pressure in here. Alright. And I wondered what the configuration card. I don't think we're gonna make it. Made it. Desperate times, desperate measures. Not a circuit board. Not a motherboard. Cartridge. That's the one. Iron. Alright. That's right, we gotta pressurize it for them. And that's something we still haven't automated. Alright. Now we're just waiting for this room to pressurize. So really need to make this an advanced airlock. So let's try to remember to put that on our things to-do list. For the sake of convenience. In fact, I might be able to do that right now. There we go. We'll come in here and turn on this and make an active vent. Boom, there we go. Proper airlock. That's recharging. Speaking of that type of concept. Alright, so power setting, air, activate. Best contact filter. Looks like there's a lot of things in here that will be interesting. Oh, looks someone came out to play. It's always good to buy. You're not really worth having, sadly. Alright. That's... That's right. That's right. And unfortunately, I can't do anything. Because that's... Yeah. Three of these. 2 of these. Pull the lever! Because I've ran into this issue way too many times. Grinder. And I'm purposely making it a manual hatch, just that way in case of emergencies. Alright. Before I get too distracted. Like that. Luckily I didn't lose much gas, but... Alright. There it is. Go bye-bye. Alright. Yeah, let's get out a lot of it so that way we know the tank is going to be explosive. Alright. Actually get it good and hot as it burns through the oxidizers, both the nitrous oxide as well as the oxygen. Whoa! Stop. How? There wasn't any, there was no atmosphere. Apparently there was just enough atmosphere. Alright, just to deal with the issue. Put it here. Oh, I thought the update allowed you to do this in the beta, but I guess not. Alright, we have no more oxidizer, so I can print. That was a rude awakening. Of course, explosions is nothing new on this map. Oh yeah, I guess that would not be enough silicone. Well, you know, we have a tank down there that we need to repurpose anyway. But first off, let's come in here and get less stinky and also put a few things away. Because we're not going to need that at the moment. We could use that actually. Towards fruiting. You're making wheat. Driving towards fruiting. Driving towards fruiting. Driving towards fruiting. Oh, I already do have one in here, but it's not being automated. I'm thinking here. Do I want to...
Hunger, caution.
No, that at least answers the question of what to do at this very moment. makes me wonder if those 4 wasted pieces are actually like previous soys that I just didn't process. And let's drink some water. So we're still waiting for our hygiene to improve. Does make me wonder if it'd be worth putting a shower in here. But, okay. I haven't checked this in a while. What's our water looking like? We're down to 92. Or 99 into. Yeah. Oh, you're empty. Sweet, we can steal you. Hygiene has recovered.
Oxygen low.
Alrighty. There we go. Alright, yeah. Need to empty out all those ices. So, pure water ice. Probably should hack that so it's not heating it up as much, but that's why this is called an ice crusher. It's more of an ice heater. It's interesting how the network is updating better than the tank. There we go. Yeah, let's go put those in the sorting system. Alright. Oh yeah. How are you doing? You're doing good? Let's hope this isn't going to be a mistake. Actually, that being said, easiest way to make it not a mistake. Just shut those guys down. Launch you. technically it's going to degas those ores. Luckily, we already have a system set up to deal with degassing of the ores. And the funny part is, before, we had an issue where our room was too big. Yay, 188 days without dying, which, given how many explosions we've had on this base, I definitely think it's a shock that we have not died in this entire playthrough. But back to what I was getting at ahead of time. We actually did have an issue where the room got so big it counted as outside. It was still pressure sealed, but it started to cool the base immensely. We're not worried about that expanding it now, because as much as we are expanding it, we are also shrinking it. Because since the last explosion event that nearly took out my whole base, which we are still recovering from, I decided I'm just going to enclose all the pressure tanks, so that way, because what happened was an exterior tank, a portable tank, exploded, but then because all my other tanks were right next to each other, they just, one blew up the other, which blew up the other, and every tank got destroyed. Except for the fuel tank, which was kind of hidden away. You'll wait to be sealed. Because the only tank to survive was the one all the way over here on the other side of a reinforced wall. So now we're just going to put them all behind walls. And you are now emptied. We can now take you out, and we can now flip you around. Turn you back on. We have a data feed. Oh, that's not completely welded up. Let's fix that. So we have a data feed from the tank. So that way we can see what's in it and how it's stacking up and all that. Alright, let's make sure this is sealed up. Alrighty. We'll deal with all this later when we come back and clean up. Alright. Let's go steal more of these pipes. Really wish it didn't use the same tool. And I know I'm completely destroying my color code, but alright. Actually, Actually, no. Yes. We want it to be straight for now. We'll bend it back later when we set up the proper... Let's shut that down. Oh, we did have more pipe up there. Okay. So now I want to come to here. That is no longer needed to here. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but it's not needed for what we're working on. Let's go wire cutters to reclaim this cable. Like, the irony is I said no temporary setup, and we're making a temporary setup, but the storage that we're making is a permanent setup. We are just using the current infrastructure to get the gases in there, and then once this exterior stuff is dealt with, we will go back and... Oh, that's right, that's what we're currently emptying. Because, like, once we get all this sorted and the gas tanks where they need to be, we can come back and move this guy over to the right here, set up the proper thing like this one is, and all that. Because we'll even come in here and have, like, a sign that says this tank contains nitrogen. Then a second sign with a LCD below it that says pressure, and then you know the pressure, the moles, the temperature, all the data that you can get out of this data cable. Speaking of data cables, we need to remember this guy's a data cable. Alright, let's go down and get more data cable from the vending machine. And it's so hot down here, but we're slowly getting out all the gas still. Oh, only 22 cable. Oh, that's right, because I sold all the cable. Because one of the new achievements is make so much money in trades. Alright. Oh, there we go. And with that sorted, make sure not to weld yourself in a frame. It will not end bad. Or it will not end well. It will end very badly. Alright. In fact, while I'm up here, because we know that it's just going to go this way. Oh. And now I know from my next base, I planned it too high. I expected the atmospheric to take more space than it actually did. Alrighty. Let the battery recharge. How's this coming along? We're down to 5 kilopascals. And look, actually, looking at that, that's looking really nice. I mean, 85% NOS when NOS is only 5.4 moles is, I think, a very good. Alright. We still got plenty of gas, but oh yeah, what is the temperature in here? 500? Yeah. We're gonna have to deal with cooling all that off. Which makes me wonder. You're at 36, 31, 31, 30. Okay, so most of the gases were not affected by that temperature spike. Because we already had the bulk of the gases in when it happened. Gotcha. Alright.
Air tank low. Air tank critical.
Alright, that's good. And emptied. Where's the iron? Alright. Lockers, because I want to try to keep things a little bit better sorted downstairs. Not that far down. I want to keep that on me. Oh, Solid point. I didn't add the 2 mods that I normally run. Because normally I run ores to 100 and the RTG, just so that way you have some use for the uranium. But I don't know. Wait, actually, because this is Steam, it might have actually transferred. But I think I also normally run where spray cans are infinite. RTG. Yep, the mods didn't transfer. That'll be an easy fix for next time. Alright, that is sealed. You know what? We don't actually use this guy. Wrench. So there's no real point in having. Alright. And then we want to come over here and go APC. Iron and solder. Oh, that's right, the iron's in this one. And solder. Oops, too soon. Too soon. Oh. No, 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 I don't want standard cable. There we go. I want heavy cable. Because right there is the main power line. That way the emergency exit will have power straight from the generators, but we also need to make a battery for it. I'll make a large battery for it. because it's nighttime. Alright. Let's go check on our plants because we do want to get more wheat so we can start making cereal bars. Alright. Oh, that is funny that I forgot we already had fries in there. There we go. We are stinky, and I should have done this from the beginning. Alright. You're almost there. So yeah, we got the nice ferns. We do have the Hades flower, which we never did get to grow to seed. We have the winter spore, which we did grow to seed, but yeah. We had the explosion that took out everything. Actually, let's take you out. Take you out. Take you out. Take you out. You all can... Actually, that will stay there. You guys can all go downstairs. I did already have a configuration cartridge. And a plant analyzer cartridge. Oh, I feel silly. I already had them. So February 16th is my last day at Home Depot, as stated here. I'm hoping it will mean I have more time to stream, because having no days off takes a toll.
Oxygen low.
Let's drop off all the spare stuff. I don't remember where I was. Alright, that tank is empty. on. Get the welder out, and where's all the sheets? Alright, 6 frames are needed. Actually 7, because that guy needed to be filled. Oh, actually 5. Alright. Alrighty. Think we'll be able to manage this guy. Because the tank will fit here, we can slide the pipe out, and there, yeah, it's gonna work. Actually, yes, let's grab some of that heavy coil action. Let's grab some of that steel sheet action. Actually, yes, I want to grab the decayed food. Because it's no good sitting it in here when it needs to go into the composter. Alright. Still need to figure out what I want to do with all that liquids. I'm thinking I might just put it on the other side of the room, so gas is here, liquids here. The other option is to go behind the gases and put it behind the gases. I'm guessing it's because that's full. Grind up that decayed food. Speaking of food, take a drink. Yep, that was the reason. And I'll be honest, decayed food is also one of the reasons why I sort of abandoned the no ice challenge on the moon. Because once you have the composter up and you have the ability to trade, traders will sell you the decayed food, and right there is where you can get so much gas. Should have done it when we walked in. Take off our suits, our hygiene improved. Decayed food. Alright, let's see here. Oh, this is about how it decays. It doesn't tell you which gases are released. But if you made an atmosphere of pollutant, it would just decay food super quick. And if we go to fertilizer, decayed food increases growth speed up to 2 times. Food can increase it up to 2. And biomass just increases the number of cycles the fertilizer lasts for. So, like, if you're clever, you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you get the best of all of them. Or you focus. Having just biomass really doesn't help. Alright. Our fertilizer is lasting well. Eventually, I want to get a Larry hooked up that understands how to use the fertilizer. But that might have to wait for the next playthrough. I have all these memory chips for something that isn't even used anymore. So sad. Alright. Enough letting the ADHD win. Okay. Let's go get some more silicone. Wait. I know what I was delaying for. You're done. Because we got that guy, and that guy left to put through that system. Actually, no. Oh, wait. No. We need to go get silicone. And we need more than 100. Let's grab the decayed food while we remember to. And grab the heavy cable while we can. It's 200. Oops. There we go. 250. 300. Alright, that's enough for what we need. What 50? 200. Actually grabbed enough for 400, but that's perfectly okay. I'm going to actually try this out, see if it works. There's the oxide we're looking for. Yay, that emergency little airlock thing works nicely. Alright. Let's empty out this. Yeah. While we're at it, I'm going to use the emergency airlock again just to go out and actually check what the pressure on that tank is. Because we have been adding gas to it quite a bit. Did you already die? You didn't get much charge to be... Thank goodness that was already... And, yeah. Well, we wouldn't have even lost much gas anyway. Just the whole... Oh my god! Thank goodness. Everything's... working nicely. Alright. 34. Okay, we are far from it being a problem. Alright. Might have taken a bit too much away. Alright. Boom, that's gonna get us the heat we need. Now, the question is, are we gonna need the copper? Yes, we're gonna need copper. Alright, empty you out. You're supposed to hold the handrail. That's the whole reason they're there. Alright, not iron, copper. And this will help us get back to repairing our gas storage system. Which you don't realize how much you went into until it blows up. Alright. And let's shut that down and that down before it causes a problem. Oh. Yeah, that's enough to make up quite a bit. So let's go take care of this decayed food. Yeah, you needed to reset. Where's the other one? Alright, Mr. Trader. You're not buying anything? What good are you to me? So, like, are all eggs now technically fertilized until they're frozen? I'm going to keep you around until I feel otherwise. At the moment, I don't feel like selling any ingots, but that could change. I keep wanting to get back to doing chickens. The last time I did chickens, they were immortal and internally bred, and this is the wrong level. I just never got back to them. Especially since they're now not immortal. I have to worry about keeping them alive and feeding them. And typically by the time I get to the point where I can now reasonably think I can keep the chickens alive and feed them, it's already past time. Alright. Did I put any spare pipes in here? Yes, I did. Grab more pipes. Make sure. Yeah, they are empty. Alright. Here. That's why it's not wanting to go the way I want it to. Because otherwise you'd have the data port into the power port. Boom. Alrighty, let's... Come on. Come on. Fine. Power you on, not lower you. I want to maximize it. Let's shut that off. Check the filters. Alright. That shouldn't take too long to empty. Alright. Let's go grab some frames. Oh yeah, speaking of frames. Alright. And we'll leave that one for last. I'm going to be brave or stupid, one of the two. Should probably move that closer to the center of the room, but... Not bad considering this wall was just a temporary wall to make the room small enough to fit into a room instead of world size. This, we just have to get the Stirling generators hooked back up. And then re-hook up the extra radiators. Seal this room up. Give it an atmosphere. Yeah, and then this, what temperature is this? This is the temperature inside this room. So when the Stirling, or the H2 combustor is running, actually, I'm sorry, I just saw this. This is actually the moon. It has to do with, I kind of just if you were to actually build on the moon, radiation would be a huge thing, and the way you deal with the radiation is to build underground. The funny part in this whole base is one of the other patterns I had was I keep my starting shelter. So let's come into here because I need to check out the temperature. Okay, I do have that off. So here's the starting box that I kept myself alive in. And in fact, I need to stock it with food and water because one of the reasons I like to keep this around is in case something ever goes catastrophically wrong. And we're always like, oh, it's never going to go catastrophically wrong. It did. It did horribly. The level I've been working on was my processing place. It's where I had my advanced furnace, my printers, and all my gas storage. A pressure tank exploded, which took out the next tank, which took out the next tank. My entire base got pressurized to like a few megapascals, which then broke all the airlocks, just destroyed everything from the heat because, of course, then the fuel lines ruptured and exploded, just wiped out the majority of my base. Except for this little patch, which was my starting zone, which I left just in case of emergency. And yes, I do have a tendency to try to keep my landing pod for sentimental reasons. But yeah, I left this system all nice and intact just in case something went wrong. And it did. Let's give a little base tour. This was the hotel living area. This was my zone. This was where my bed was and storage. We do have this guy. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have power yet because all the power cables burned up. But I had a cryopod set up to heal people just in case. This room had Creative Luck and Mumanji and their bed and their locker. And that all burned up. But luckily, as we got past here, everything was spared. So I made a bed and locker. The original idea was I was going to have like greenery out this window. So like ferns growing. But right as I finished the hotel is when everything kind of fell apart. So I need to add a few rooms because I've had a few followers add. And the idea is I'm going to have a room where there's going to be a bed and locker for each of my followers. That's the concept. But that's what this whole floor is. Then we go to floor 10. This is our hydroponics area, which at first when everything blew up, I'm like, oh good, my hydroponics area survived. I'm going to be good because I have an entire area that is safe. Problem is these doors aren't rated for over a megapascal. So eventually they blew out and just killed all the plants, melted all the seeds. It was just no bueno. Luckily, unlike a nuclear fallout, the refrigerator did protect everything from the explosive. So everything in here survived. Which is why I was able to survive the thing. Because I'm like, okay, I can make a quick ice crusher, grab some water ice, and get water. How am I going to get food? Traders. I can get it through traders. None of the traders were selling food. And then I'm like, all right. I secured this room, opened the door, and there was food. I'm like, oh, thank God. So behind this door, or behind this wall, is further rooms. Because I have multiple rooms like this. This room was for the special alien plants, like the Hades flower, because you can see the remnants of it. I had all the gases you could need to be controlled, because the Hades flower needs very specific growing requirements, and I was trying to get that right when everything failed. Hence the debris. Our hygiene's better. The one good
Oxygen
thing
low.
is I didn't have my water storage in the same spot. I had my water storage up here, you know, where I needed it. So the water survived the explosion. As did my composter. We have the genetics lab, which almost got to see use, but didn't. We are missing blueberries and strawberries. We had them before the explosion. We don't have them now. But we got all the seeds back. We're still in the process of fixing everything. Like, we got the grow light in, but it's not wired in. That is on the agenda to do. But top priority, gas system, and not a temporary setup. We'll skip level 5 and go straight to ground floor. So we came right down to bedrock, and we put in deep miners. You're almost emptied. I need to go check the filters. We'll do the filter check after this. But we got 3 deep miners. We're actually spec'd to run a 4th. I just haven't installed it yet. We have code running the 10 centrifuges. It's hash coded, so it reads their, like, you'll see centrifuge 5, centrifuge 6, 7. It runs a loop. It uses only like 36 lines, but it cycles through each of these. It checks how much it has in it. If it's not full, it keeps running. The moment it gets full, it pulls the lever. Once it's completely emptied, it closes it. Fairly straightforward, but it was my first hash and stack, because it actually like uses the stack to cycle through them. So I'm very proud of that code. We have all the sorters for every ore, including uranium. Go to here. And then over here, we have a script that reads the vending machine, and if it's short on ores, it restocks it. And you'll notice there's a bit of funky wiring. There it is. There's a bit of funky wiring, because this goes all the way up to the trading platform, so the trader can see this vending machine. Because kind of the RP story behind this that I started with but didn't really play around with is, this is an ore trading center on the moon. That's why this base exists, is to mine the moon. And we make pretty good money selling ores. We're at 6,376. And that's just because I haven't really been paying too much attention, because I've been solving this problem. We did recover most of our oxygen. Like, I had to vent most of the gases to space just to get the pressure down. The elevator not only did it get destroyed, but it turned into a pneumatic system that only went one way, because all the gases were coming out of this room. You can see the hole that was made by the explosive. But all the gases then tried to go through this and up. Luckily, I popped the hatch at the top so the gases had somewhere to go. We had to wait several days for the gases to finally get to the point that we could manage them. And we are still trying to recover all the gas that was remaining in the base. So yeah, there's a H2 combustor behind this wall. Let's see if we can clip through and for you to see it. So there's the H2 combustor, which the fuel tank was spared. It did not explode. So we still have some fuel in there. We need to replace the Stirling engines. There was actually 3 in series, and that was to capture the heat, turn it into power, but mainly it was just cooling it down. I need to run this back to the main, which, let's see here. Pipe on the right is cooling gas, and it's set up to our radiators on the surface. Pipe on the left is the mix gas system. We are still working at getting it cooled back down, which it's almost there. It's at 87 as opposed to, it was like 900 earlier. But the mixed gases, you get the, right there is our composter. And that gas gets sucked down into here and gets put into the nitrogen. And while I'm thinking about it, yeah, we need to change the nitrogens. Oh, volatiles are completely shot. Alright, let's go get some volatile filters. I kept dreaming of making a filterless system that uses phase change to sort the gases. But sadly, I have discovered that that system is just not fast enough. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong. In fact, when we go down, I can re-show you the liquid storage that we have, and the liquid storage completely proves that that filtration system works. It is just nowhere near fast enough. It would just be easier to have a cargo Larry, grab filters and replace the filters as needed. Alright, get you going again. Because yeah, this, like, there was so much pressure in here that it was able to push out the nitrous, the pollutant, and the little bit of water that was captured in the atmosphere. Me personally, my Marseille, I'm having a problem with food. Really? Now, I don't know whether it's, like, I know I'm autistic, and certain things are easier for me, while others are harder. Food is the one thing that I've never really struggled with in this game. In fact, let's go to our hydroponics area real quick. And I'll show you my nice little thing with food. Take off our suit and helmet, which is something I often forget to do. Alright, so this soy and this potato is all I need for food. You suck at growing crops? Oh, let me try to help you with that. Because, like, right here, this potato and this soy is really all you ever need. You take the soy, you get one of these processors, and you get soy oil. 5 soy oil, 1 potato, gives you French fries. Yeah, really great. And you just need to grow potatoes and soy. Super easy. So, and let's pull out the plant analyzer. So, as you can see right now, this guy has a growth efficiency of 147% and a breathing of 109. So, the minimum ideal temperature is 20.1. And currently we're at a temperature of, how much soy do you get? Now, the trick with soy or any plant is typically you get like this, you get 3 potatoes. Now, genetics and fertilizer can influence that number. If you do the right fertilizer, you can get up to 6 potatoes just with using the right fertilizer, which I've never been able to get right. And then you have the plant genetics, which let's look at some of the and I can show you a trick to that one real quick. So let's with alright. So let me pull out the laptop and I'll show you my nice little trick on edit, library, grow light. This is my solution to that. So alias grow to pin 0, start, save grow on 1, sleep for 90 seconds or 15 minutes, shut off grow light for 5 minutes. Yeah. Plug it in, set the pin, make sure the light is attached to it, and boom. Every 15 minutes the light comes on, every 5 minutes it shuts off, plant's happy. If you don't know what to set it to, you come over to here, you go organics, let's go to soy just because it's right there. Light per day, 10 minutes. Darkness per day, 5 minutes. A very common misunderstanding is you do need to have darkness. You're terrible at coding, you barely know HTML. Well, right here is literally all you need. Like, if you copied and pasted this all, so, in fact, alias right here, this just makes the code more readable. You could actually do away with this altogether. So, from here to here is all you need, and just replace grow with D0. But it's simply, just so you can understand this code, start. That's the name of the function. And jump to start just means this jumps back to here. So this makes a nice little loop. Save to the device on the setting of on, 0 or 1. 1 is on, 0 is off. So all this is saying is set the grow light on to on. Sleep pauses execution on the IC for a second. So sleep 900 is just sleeping for 900 seconds or 15 minutes. And this S grow on 0 simply shuts it off. And then you have it sleep for 5 minutes. And then repeat. I think this is about as simple as a code as you can make. And it's fairly easy. It's a really good place to start. I enjoy playing this game because it forces me to become a better programmer. When I started this particular playthrough, this was basically all I could code. You can even see, like, oh, I use someone else's solar tractor, suit code, and you'll notice these are all by other people because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Then, grow light. I still haven't done Larry Hydroponics. I want to code it myself. That's why there's none activated. Yes, you do need an IC housing for that. Yeah, there's the icy housing. There's the chips. Which means you do need to get some solder going. Solder and steel. But I think solder and steel, especially on the moon, is a fairly easy thing. Like, at least you don't have to be at tier 2. But yeah, very easy. Like, so many people have different setups, and I'm like, this is about as easy as I can think to make it work, and it works very nicely. And as you can see, that simple code, 1 potato, I'm swimming in potatoes. One of the other things, if you're not very good at making plants grow, you can always do mushrooms. Because you want to know what you need to make mushrooms grow? You don't need to worry about light. You just have to make sure they get water and that they get plenty of oxygen. So if you're not worried about oxygen and you got plenty of water, you can always just grow mushrooms. I like to grow mushrooms to balance my plants. Because there's when you're growing plants, they'll take in the CO2 and they'll produce oxygen. And you're like, oh, I make a lot of CO2, so I'm okay with that. Until you start, growing a lot of plants. And certain plants, like these two, where is it? Use up a lot of CO2. Because like 61 versus 8. There's several sources you can get CO2 from. I like to use mushrooms to balance it. So, typically, the standard is plants use 8.64 moles per hour. Well, when you come over to mushrooms, they produce 8.64 per hour. Yeah, that's... I really enjoy mushrooms because they breathe in oxygen and breathe out CO2. So, if you're trying to grow a massive amount of plants, like, typically what grows in here is switchgrass. Because you take the switchgrass, which you typically get like 15 grass per cycle, then you take that and you throw it in your composter, and that way you get volatiles and nitrogen. And then you take those volatiles to the H2 combustor, you burn it, make water, it comes up as steam, which then, as you can see, I have radiators that help cool down the steam slowly. and then it gets collected here because there's a condensation valve. Oh, yeah, sadly, like, they did change the game. You used to start with mushrooms, which is how I learned how to use the mushrooms so nicely. But now you have to set up traders in order to get mushrooms. But traders not too hard to set up, especially low tier.
Oxygen low.
So, satellite dish, computer with a communications motherboard, and a landing pad is all you need for traders. You need 10 trading pads to get started, 1 to make the data center, and then a 3x3 pad. I did disassemble my medium dish because I now have the large dish. And let's go outside so you can see the full large dish. So here's the full large dish. It is a behemoth. It is very slow, but it is very powerful and very useful. Here's my hangar with an oxygen tank right there. And here's my powered vent. Alright. Mr. Trader, I've decided I do not want to sell ingots, so let's send you away. And that is open, so we don't want to go through that way. So here's our power system. We have a whole array of solar banks. We do have an emergency coal burner. Oh, it is getting rid of the pollutant. So you'll see here, this is the cooling line, and we do have something that vents out liquids, because liquids will destroy piping. And we have liquid pollutant right here. So yeah, the whole hangar that can be pressurized with gas is important because the higher tier traders require an oxygen atmosphere. Let's power up the system and see what type of traders we have out there. Oh, a 6x6 that doesn't need... Alright, let's see here. 37. Maybe you have the missing C's. 34, okay. Forgive me a moment, I'm going to be focusing on this trader because I only have 6 minutes to get it right. I do eventually want to write some script that will do all this for me, but I want to write it myself. 31. 6. The fun part about the small dish is you'll see how quickly it contacts the other ones. Come on, 5 minutes left. That is way too close. Actually, no, 5 minutes. I might not be able to contact this guy because even though I got it where it's now getting closer, 400 seconds will be too long. You can actually get a C trader on a 3x3. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that trader, so we'll call that guy in. When you tried, you couldn't do it, all of it. But yeah, getting a C trader, one, you got to be lucky with RNG. That's why I was like trying so hard. Is I don't know the next time I will see a 6x6 grower. Because let's see here. There's galactic growers entered contact range. There's green futures that left. So what were you struggling with the trading? Was it trying to lock in on the signal? And while we're here, I want to come look at something. Oh, that's right. One showed up. Yeah, one trader shows up every 30 minutes. Basically, yes. Connect. Oh, I know why. I just haven't had time to set that up yet. Okay. Give me a moment. I just realized one of my systems wasn't functioning right, and I'm trying to make sure I get it working. Because I'm supposed to have a system that chimes when someone says something. But I set up a new computer, so chat sound. There we go. And save. That should change that. Alright, back to helping you out. Okay, so yeah, one reason why I have 3 instead of 1. Alright, shut that off. Let's go to this guy and turn you on. You'll see I just have 1 contact now, because I'm only using a small dish. Small dish has very little power. It only goes 200 watts. My large dish is using 50,000 watts. Hence why I have 2 large batteries powering it. Yeah. The medium dish can run on a maximum of 7,500, I believe. And basically, you'll see a 3x3, that's a small dish. 5x5, that's your medium dish. 6x6 and above is your large dish. Now, on an atmospheric planet, the largest you can get is a 9x9, but then you need a runway. In fact, the funny part, you'll see I built a runway because search and traders require a runway. But those are only ones in an atmospheric planet. So if you're playing on a planet that has no atmosphere, you're also limiting the traders that will visit you. Now the fun bit, we talked about how much power this guy used. 52 degrees off. Contacted. There's 2 kPa of CO2, but... yeah, no, if you build a big enough, ooh. Now that's way off of a contact point. And I'm not going to fight, because I don't need that type of trader. I'm not going to fight to get him. Alright, speaking of atmospheres, let's go back to the atmospheric room and see what's going on. But yeah, even though Mars has a very light atmosphere, the planet counts as... oh shit, what happened? Oh, that's what happened. I feel stupid now. Well, at least we're already set to recover the stuff that was, we were already set up to recover our atmosphere. So there's that. And you're empty, so let's shut you off. Undo you. Let's not repeat the same mistake. Let's go ahead and grab a pipe right now and patch that. Oh, wait. Don't patch it yet. Don't patch it yet. Now patch it. And now we can, there we go. And turn you back on. For my first seeds, how many soy do I need to grow so I can synthesize? Try to plant 2 soybeans. You'll typically get 3 soybeans per plant, unless you've done something to amplify that. And it takes 5 to make the now, mind you, you can see the rate that I'm eating. And typically my, it's already about to produce 3 more soy. What the heck? That's not good. How did those volatiles get in here? Oh, they came in with me through the door. Well, luckily my suit was closed up when that happened. I need to make this a proper airlock. Or a proper advanced airlock. Medical.
Hydration critical.
Oh, look at that. We have a mutant. 4 instead of 2. Or, I mean, 3. 6 instead of... Oh, or... No, mutation, I'm guessing. Which, that's one of the things I wonder, is if you grow the plant in fertilizer that increases the yield, will that affect the genetics of the plant to produce more? It's also growing faster than its neighbor. Okay. Well, this one definitely has a large growth range. Its light per day is creeping up, sadly. Its darkness is staying where it needs to be. Water usage is creeping up, which I'm not happy about. I didn't see anything about it actually producing seeds on that one. I'm wondering if that's a hidden genetic factor then. I had originally a silo here that all the fertilizer went into, but when things exploded, it exploded. I just haven't replaced it yet. Alright.
Oxygen low.
I just opened my residential supplies to find... Yeah! But save that food to throw it into the composter. It works great in a composter. Alright, so, you know what? Let's go get some iron. Because I also need to go make signs, so I'm already starting to get confused on where everything is. Alright. Yay, your potatoes have grown. Also, how to place microwave on the bench. So, I know it was a tricky thing for me to learn. You got to put it in your hand, push T, and then you'll have it where you can place it in the world. Then you want to grab your wrench and use the wrench to attach it to... Yep. I guess that's one way to deal with the volatiles in the air. Just burn them off. And now they won't burn, and I won't have to worry about... Yeah, it doesn't matter which way you orient it when you place it with T. When you attach it with the wrench, it will correct itself. Yeah, no, trust me. When I first started playing, I'm like, what the heck? How am I supposed to do it? And then it's like, oh, okay, that's how it's supposed to do it. Wire cutters. Do I need to pump nitrogen into the atmosphere as well for the soy? Not to die. You do need to supply it with nitrogen, yes. How you pump that in can be dependent on you. When you ice crush the oxide, there is nitrogen in there. So a lot of times in early game, most people have their greenhouse in the same as their living quarter and just melting more oxide. 9% will last you quite a while. Do keep an eye on it. You'll note, like over here, I have for my CO2, I have it attached to a tank, so that way I can go like this. And I just added more CO2 into this room. Which, you bring up a valid point that I need to check. I have 12% nitrogen in this room. Alright. I need to rig up a better system for this, but currently the 60 atmospheres with very little volatiles and very little pollutant and very little water doesn't hurt anything. Haven't died since it saved since stage. Oh, very good. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna die of hunger. Danger potatoes. I just cleared all my potatoes. I'm gonna die from hunger. Did you just kill your accidentally kill your potatoes? Is what you're saying? Oh! Yeah, no. And you need to put... Honestly, I kind of hate the microwave because if you don't know what you're doing, you do exactly what you said. If you can make the automatic oven, it doesn't do that type of stuff to you. Because the thing I utterly hate is when you accidentally put one too many, like if I had put 6 soy oil into this, it would have completely destroyed the recipe. And as you said, you can't just pull it back out. What is your health at right now? Are you at full health? Because once your food hits 0, you will just start taking life damage. 0 hunger. Ooh. My recommendation is to try to... You can either save scum it, because... and in this case, I wouldn't even fault you for save scumming, because a game glitch caused you to lose your food. It's not like, oh, in real life, if I accidentally put too many potatoes in my microwave, the potatoes disappear. So I wouldn't even fault you for save scumming and just go back and reload the last autosave. But if you don't want to do that, my recommendation is to try to get a trader up quickly as possible.
Oxygen low.
Just putting... You just put your suit away in storage and are dying. Oh, I am sorry. Like, I do. I feel for you. I've been there and it hurts. And you're like, but I haven't died yet. I've been doing everything right. And the game is like, oh, it's painful. Alright. Labeler. You are my nitrogen. You are my volatiles. I hate when my brain falls flat. Alright. Yes, of course, deleting Let's delete this man's only source of food after 50 days and not fine. Yeah. Let's hope that you can, like, potatoes grow super fast. 50 minutes and 1 second if you give it the nice. And if you're able to control the light and give it more light than it needs, it can grow even faster. Because like this guy is growing at 141%, so it is taking less than 15 minutes to grow. Growth efficiency, it's 130. I replanted them before. What's your health now? Because it was at 72. $46. Now, do you have the ability to build and get functional? Because it's actually a question that my friends and I have been wondering. Because a cryopod, do you still have your pill? Because I think the peel restores your health. And again, it's one of the questions my friends and I have been wondering is if your food and water is too low and you use the pill or the cryopod, will it still restore your health? And that's why I wanted to bring up to you is it might. So you might have a way out of it. I would wait till you are very low on health, so that way if it does, you get the most out of it. Yes, hydration, because I do forget to drink. Yeah, I'd say 10% is about a good. Okay, now hopefully I will be able to hear when someone actually messages me. Oh, and thank you for the follow, because again, I normally have it set up. Yeah, I did. It did chime that time. And I see that you followed me 50 minutes ago, and that's another thing I got to get back up and running because. So, I see a lot of other people have also joined, so I'm going to say, when I started the stream, I was running it on my laptop, and I have everything set up on my laptop, and OBS just was not happy. It was not, no matter what I did, I couldn't get a smooth stream. So, a friend of ours had built us a desktop PC as a way of saying thank you and all that. And I decided that it was going to be used by my wife, because she doesn't really have a desktop computer. So it had been sitting there for like 2 months, not being used. And I'm like, okay, my computer's messed up. And I looked at her and she goes, yes, go ahead. So I took the desktop, set it up real quick, got it up and running. But I haven't gone through and finished setting up OBS to do all the fancy alerts and things, because normally when you follow, a little alert's going to pop up and say you joined the crew. And I'm sorry that you didn't get that. I'm working on it. I did at least get the system where it's finally has a nice little chime noise that I can hear whenever someone messages me. So I'm not going to I have it so that way, because as I'm sure you notice, I'll get focused in and you'll say something, and unless I'm looking at the other screen, I didn't notice it. Which is extra hard, because right now, I'm only running a single monitor. Normally, I have 2 monitors, but in my haste, I just have 1 monitor set up. Oh, it is so easy to get carried away. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. My buddy Creative Luck, who is also a streamer. Right now, he's doing Marvel Rivals. Him and I do Icarus together. I do recommend him. He had that set up, and originally you could hear it chime on his end before he figured out how to filter it out. And I asked him about it, so he sent me the software that actually links into the Twitch. I could even have it overlaid on my screen if I wanted to, but I'm still working on getting that to work properly. But yeah, he's like, dude, I needed it because I'll get carried away and I won't notice when someone messages me. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm asking you about it. At some point, I want to make a clip that I can drop on YouTube that explains how I did it. Because he was like, it took him like weeks to figure out how to get it to work. And I even said, hey, dude, you should set up yeah, I'm very curious. I'm waited with bated breath. Did it work? Yeah! Definitely try to get traders going, because like I was going to say, make more pills. Wait, you don't have ferns to make more pills. So yeah, that's good to know. I am adding that to the list. Those will definitely go into the emergency supply kit now. So yes, that is awesome. Which probably means that if you have this guy functional and you don't have enough food or water, you can use... Now, I'm not going to do it on this playthrough, but it makes me wonder if you could just go without eating a life, like, no water, no food, just a cryopod, and just every time your health gets too low, use the cryopod. I do agree that it's kind of scummy. In your case, yeah, no, the game screwed you and you used the game mechanic against it. But it does just make me wonder if you could, like, the cryopod, like, I think somewhere it said it could even bring people back from the dead. Yeah. Sadly, like, I tried to get my buddy to play. He played 1 time, and that's about as close as I got to multiplayer. I would enjoy playing on in multiplayer. Yeah. Especially since yeah, I wouldn't mind playing sometime on a server. Right now, like, oh, And I do have a Discord, and if there is a channel for Stationeers, if you have any questions on it throughout the day, you can shoot it into that Discord, and I will most likely respond. Like, pretty quickly. I will eventually respond, but I usually have my phone with me, and my normal job, my boss usually doesn't care if I hop on to answer a question real quick. I am looking forward to not working at the Home Depot anymore. Why is all message history disabled? I'm not sure. Oh, I know exactly what happened to that one, and I apologize. One of my mods went in, and he's been mucking up with the with that part of the Discord, and I don't know what he did. Because, like, when I set it up, it even had a, hey, here's a default setting that has all the rules and stuff like that. And I did that, and then he went in, started messing with it, and so yeah, basic rules are don't be a jerk. Yeah, rule 1, be kind. Rule 2, if you can't be kind, then be silent. Those are the two, and then the mod added the third, keep it PG and PG-13. This is a family-friendly channel, thanks. But yeah. I figured that one. I won't say your Discord name live on stream, but yes, I see that you joined the chat. All right. In fact, let's see here. Give me a second. I think I did it right. You're now an Archmage, so you should be able to go in and clean it up. Because, I'll be honest, one of my big problems is I have been working 7 days a week since late October. And since July, I've been working 6 days a week. So I haven't had a day to sit and mull over these things. I'm happy that I've got as much done as I could. And I will even give Thor from Pirate Software the credit of, I was going to wait until I had the time to research all that before I started streaming, and one of his classic advice is, you're never going to be ready. If you want to do it, just start and fix it as you go. And I kind of feel like Stationeers is like the perfect game for that whole mentality, because you kind of just figure it out as you go. You don't see why I wouldn't show the history? Well, I at least feel a little bit better that you're like, I don't know what's going on, because then it's not like a, oh, you know, you just need to push this button. It's really simple. I don't know why you didn't know how to do that. And I do appreciate the help. Okay, not... Ooh, nitrogen filter and carbon dioxide filter. I think I need to replace those downstairs anyway. In fact,
Oxygen low.
one of the codes I need to eventually write, and given it's coming towards the end of the stream, I don't think I'm going to be getting to it tonight. Is I need to write code that when the filters die, flashing lights appear all over the base to warn me, because that's kind of what led to the base failing. Was filters stopped working, this room broke, and in trying to fix this room, a tank exploded and took everything out. Thank you for that. And again, if you need any help with this game, just ask. I will more than help. I'll be more than happy to help. Okay. Yeah, I have the bit where I've been a moderator on Discord, but I didn't set it all up. Okay. Alrighty. That's the plant analyzer. You're empty. Also, your roles channel is empty. Oh, that's right. No longer running the dual screen. Interesting, because I'm seeing it. No, I'm running a dual monitor setup. Feels so nice. Well, no. I need to go take the monitor that's... I need to find the cabling, because I have the other monitor, but in the rush to get it all set up, I don't have the second one set up right now. By next stream, it will be done. But yeah, and I keep trying to go over to the laptop screen, but I can't, because this is now not hooked up to the laptop. In my roles channel, I see on December 1st, 2024, I stream Stationeers every Saturday. And whenever else I can get some free time. But Stationeers I do religiously every Saturday, and I do Icarus every Monday. Wednesday, I'm going to be doing Godot with my friend. So I was doing Project Zomboid on Wednesdays before I got too busy. And sadly, it looks like we're not going to be returning to that Project Zomboid on Wednesdays, because we're actually going to be doing game development on Wednesdays, because my friend and I, he's an actual programmer. I want to learn game development, because there's several video games I want to make. So we're going to learn Godot together and try to make some video games. Which is another thing I've been dragging in my feet for years, and just needed the right person to encourage me to go. And now I have two friends kind of helping me stay motivated to that one. So yeah, after I quit the Home Depot on the 16th, that following Wednesday, we're going to actually dive in and start learning Godot. The initiate was supposed to just be for once you join, you're supposed to become an initiate. The idea, which I haven't been able to sit down and write thoroughly, is to have the different tiers be of... Oh, nice. But to have the different tiers basically be like a different level of learning magic. So like you have the initiate, then you have like the acolyte, moving up to archmage. But, it takes time to think about that, and between two jobs, and is an apprentice supposed to be... Now that, and again, this is where I have to be thoughting, because sometimes I would think the initiate is below the apprentice. Is the initiate is you're just getting started, and you're getting initiated, you're learning the ropes, but you haven't learned anything yet. Apprentice is when you start learning. Oh, okay. And again, there may have been miscommunication between my mod and myself, because again, we really haven't had time to sit down and discuss it. He might have thought, oh no, you become an apprentice, and then after you get a certain skill level, you become an initiate. We honestly haven't thought it through yet. To be honest, I haven't even thought of them yet. I started to write them up, and then we had family issues come up. My wife has a 98-year-old grandma, and well, 98-year-olds come with maintenance. Because I just haven't bothered setting myself as one. Gotcha. Yeah, no, and that's actually a really good idea. Again, we started the Discord about 2 months ago. Then family stuff came up, and I haven't had an opportunity to circle back to clean it back up. The funny part is one reason I started streaming was to force myself to give myself time to do something I enjoy. Because between my Monday through Friday job, between working weekends at the Home Depot, I give blood twice a week. My mother-in-law needs my help quite often these days because she's like 74 and she's taking care of a 99-year-old. And my wife is also autistic and needs my emotional support, and my 2 cats. I had to make time for myself. And that's why I stream, is to make time for myself. I'm looking forward to life after the Home Depot, where I get my weekends back and can focus on projects like coming up with the naming system for all the ranks. And I want to get back into my workshop because I have a forge, I have a foundry, I have a leatherworking station, I have 2 3D I have 2 FDM printers, 2 resin printers, 2 lasers, and they have been sitting there for 9 months collecting dust because I haven't had time to do anything. And I want to get back in my workshop. But right now, the garage is a storage room, and it will probably take me about 4 days to get it all nice and cleaned up and put where it belongs. but I haven't had those days to do it. I even have a friend who is eagerly waiting for me to get back into my workshop because he also is encouraging me to stream my workshop days where I set up a camera where you can see me do the leather work or the forging or the casting. That's going to take me a little bit longer because I don't exactly have the equipment to film that right now. But my wife is encouraging me to get it as well and set that up. So, deciding that might be the Sunday thing, although my niece has been bugging me to, like, now that we're on the new computer, I'm going to try to do Subnautica, because when I tried to do Subnautica on my laptop, OBS did not enjoy Subnautica on my laptop. My niece is probably still playing Subnautica as we speak on her system. But she wants to watch me play Subnautica with her in chat. So we have her watching on Discord, like we did Echoes of Wisdom with her in chat. So she'd get in Discord, watch me in Discord because there's a Twitch delay, so Discord doesn't have that delay. So she would be commentary as I played. She wants to do that with Subnautica. She also wants to do that with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And what's the other game? Oh, that's right. Remember that the laptop's not hooked up to the system anymore. I also got another game that I wanted to play with her in chat. Breath's Edge. Because it was recommended, hey, you like Subnautica, try Breath's Edge. And, I have to say, the Immortal Chicken made me think of Stationeers. I've bought the game, have not played it, because I plan on playing it with her for the first time with no experience in it. But first, she probably wants to do Subnautica, so we'll do Subnautica first, Breath of the Wild, then Tears of the Kingdom, and then we'll move on to Breath's Edge. So, it is after midnight where I'm at, and I do have work tomorrow morning, which is another reason I'm looking forward to life after the Home Depot, because I feel the stream is going nicely. Yeah, no, I wished I could keep going, and this is why I'm looking forward to life after the Home Depot, because if I didn't have work tomorrow, I would stay up and keep streaming. But I have to go open the store tomorrow, so I gotta get some sleep. I do appreciate you taking your time to join me. I've appreciated the dialogue, and for all the lurkers, I still appreciated that you guys were here. Hopefully next time you'll feel more motivated to speak. You'll feel safe to speak, let's say that. But I will be back next week. The fun part about next week's stream is it's going to be the end of this run through. So the 15th is where we're going to wrap up the moon. The 22nd, I'm taking off. My wife and I, since that's going to be the first weekend off since July, my wife and I are taking a weekend trip, just the two of us, to relax. But then on, March 1st, I will be back playing Stationeers, and I will be on Europa. I'll probably be calling it Hoth. Because, yeah, it's Hoth. We will be doing a very similar base design to this one, where we're going to be building under the ground. One of the things I want to do differently is I want to make the hangar underbound. You might be busy on the 15th doing PC upgrades if I'm too tired on Valentine's Day when my parts arrive. That's fair. I can respect that. New coolers and in the... Yeah, nice. But yeah, Saturdays, I'm an insomniac. My wife went to bed 4 hours ago. I can't sleep. I am an insomniac. Oh, I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be back next week to close out the moon base. We'll be back on the 1st on Europa, where I want to basically rebuild this base. I want the hangars to be underground. So that way we have to actually use the beacons to bring the traders in where they won't crash. And I do want to actually get proper Larrys up and running and have the entire hydroponics completely automated. That's my big goal I'm setting out for my Europa playthrough, is to have a fully automated hydroponics. The goal of this base, which we did for the most part achieve, is we got the deep miners, where we have the deep miners that are go to the centrifuge. The centrifuges are completely controlled by the IC, which then goes to the silos, and then the silos are controlled by an IC to go to a vending machine. I kind of wanted to get it where I got the auto furnace up and running, but I do not think we're going to get that on this playthrough, because I don't want to just copy someone's code. I want to do it myself. But I did, at least on this playthrough, figure out how I wanted to go about the furnace, because you have different temperatures and pressures you need to worry about, and different ways of achieving that. I'm going to go with the multi-furnace approach. So instead of having a hot tank and a cold tank to balance the temperatures, I'm just going to have, on the right side, you have the cold tank, where you make your solder and your waspaloy, and then you're going to have your hot tank that makes everything else. And then there's going to be the third one for that one where you need a very, very tight temperature range. And that's how I'm going to do the auto furnace. So, again, I appreciate you joining me. I hope to see you next time. But until then, I hope you have a good night. And I hope to see you again.